A very good day to everyone. I'm Diana Fatima binti Ahmad Sahani from the English Language Teaching Center, or ELTC, the Ministry of Education, Malaysia. Today's webinar session will be concerning one of the many programs which are carried out by ELTC, which is the program Intervensi Tambah Opsyen for the Teaching of English as a Second Language, or PITO TESL. First, before I talk about the PITO TESL, let me tell you a bit about the program Intervensi Tambah Opsyen, or PITO, which is currently anchored by the Teacher Professionalism Division, or BPG, and helmed by the Institute of Teacher Education, or IPGM. Program Intervensi Tambah Opsyen, or PITO, or PITO, ladies and gentlemen, is a program which offers teachers an additional option without compromising or losing the main option that they already have. PITO focuses on teachers who have been teaching the subject which they are not an option of for more than 3 years. PITO is offered to teachers in all types of schools under the purview of the Ministry of Education, Malaysia, such as the Sekolah Kebangsaan, Sekolah Kebangsaan Agama, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Tamil, Sekolah Menengah Agama, and Sekolah Menengah Jenis Kebangsaan. So if you're a teacher in any of these schools and you've been teaching a subject which is not your option for more than 3 years, then PITO may be a program that you would like to apply for. Currently, ladies and gentlemen, there are three fields of PITO which are being offered by the Ministry of Education, Malaysia. These PITOs are implemented at selected IPG campus throughout the nation. They are PITO for Early Childhood Education, or PITO Pendidikan Awal Kanak-kanak, PITO for Special Education, or PITO Pendidikan Khas, or PITO PK, and thirdly, PITO for the Teaching of English as a Second Language, or in short, PITO TESL. PITO TESL, the English Language Teaching Center, for PITO TESL, the English Language Teaching Center is specifically the sole executor or implementer of this program. Ladies and gentlemen, the PITO TESL is in reality a spin-off and an enhancement of the non-optionist English courses that we have had before this. In its early inception, PITO was only offered to the primary school teachers. In 2010, when it all began, the name of the non-optionist English course was Certificate in the Practice of English Language Teaching, or CPELT. This program, the CPELT, was implemented from 2010 to 2013. After CPELT, there was the PITO Intensive Course for English Language Teaching, or PITO ICELT, from 2014 to 2015. From 2016 to 2019, there was PITO Bahasa Inggris, or PITO BI, and in 2020, there is PITO TESL. The PITO TESL is a postgraduate program, which means that it is only offered to graduate teachers or teachers who already have a degree in whatever field, be it a bachelor's degree or a master's degree from universities both locally or abroad. This is the most important criteria, ladies and gentlemen. As I've mentioned before this, the teacher would have to have taught English for a minimum of 3 years. PITO TESL is offered to non-option English language teachers in all types of schools, both primary and secondary, under the Ministry of Education Malaysia, which are the Sekolah Kebangsaan, Sekolah Kebangsaan Agama, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Tamil, Sekolah Menengah, and Sekolah Menengah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Let's take a look at the aim of the PITO TESL. This program is aimed to enhance teacher quality through the introduction of an added option to develop the teacher's mastery of content and language skills that are essential in the English language teaching. It also aims to lessen the instances of mismatch between the teacher's main option, which can be geography, maths, science, and that of the English language. The PITO TESL has 4 educational objectives that must be achieved by every one of its graduates. Let's take a look at what they are. The first one is possess knowledge and understanding and able to apply intellectual teaching skills as well as practical skills in the teaching of English as a second language in line with current development in the field of education. Number 2, apply appropriate communication and interpersonal skills in the teaching of English as a second language in managing organizational relationships across various cultures, pivoting on ethics, values, and professional practice codes. The third, demonstrate basic mathematical and statistical skills and able to integrate information and communication technology, or ICT, when engaging in daily tasks in the teaching of English as a second language. And the fourth one, ladies and gentlemen, able to develop relationships and work as a team professionally, responsibly, competitively, and globally, as well as enhancing entrepreneurial skills towards career development and sustainability in the teaching of English as a second language. These are the educational objectives for PITO TESL, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's take a look at the curriculum of the PITO TESL program. Basically, there are 5 main components in the curriculum structure of PITO TESL. The first 2 components are IPG component, which carries with it a weightage of 7 credits, and the Foundation in Education component, which carries with it 9 credits. Ladies and gentlemen, as the PITO TESL participants are all in-service teachers who are already teaching in schools and have already undergone teacher training to become teachers, they are not required to repeat these 2 components which they've already taken during teacher training, which are the IPG component with courses such as co-curriculum, Pendidikan Islam or Pendidikan Moral, Tamadun Islam or Tamadun Asia, and the Fundamentals of Education component with courses such as Falsafah dan Perkembangan Pendidikan di Malaysia, Psychology Pendidikan, and Amalan Pedagogy. PITO TESL participants, ladies and gentlemen, are exempted from these 2 components. The remaining 3 components are compulsory components. They are the core component, which is made up of 7 course modules that adds up to 20 credits, the elective component, which is made up of 2 course modules that add up to 5 credits, and lastly, the professional practice component or practicum, which carries with it a weightage of 5 credits, which I will inform you about later. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 course modules that make up the core component. They are linguistics, which has a weightage of 3 credits, teaching English in the ESL classroom or English as a second language classroom, which carries with it a weightage of 2 credits, language accuracy, which carries with it 3 credits, effective listening and speaking with 3 credits, effective reading with 3 credits, effective writing 3 credits, and stories for children 3 credits. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the 2 course modules that make up the elective component. They are literature for children, which carries with it a weightage of 3 credits, and remedial teaching in the ESL classroom or English as a second language classroom which has 2 credits. To be able to have a clear picture of the contents of each module, let me take you on a short tour of the course as how you would see it if you were to do it online on the Schoology LMS platform. However, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the midst of migrating the course onto Google Classroom. So if you see a different interface, don't worry too much about it because the content is definitely the same. Now, let's start with the first course module. This course is coded Tslbp 2013 Linguistics. It carries a weightage of 3 credits, ladies and gentlemen. This course provides some explanations to questions about English as a language. For this module, the topics would be phonology, where you will learn about the English consonants, English vowels and diphthongs, the symbols and transcriptions of the English language, as well as the stress and intonation. This is where you will see the inconsistencies of the English language when it comes to spelling and pronunciation. How a word is spelled in English may not be how it is pronounced, and how a word is stressed may have different meanings depending on which syllable of the word is stressed upon. Other topics that will be covered in this course would be morphology, which covers the areas of morphemes and word formation, syntax, which will explain about clauses, phrases, and sentence structures. And the last topic for this course is semantics, which introduces lexical semantic relations and includes the use of figurative language and expressions, such as similes and metaphors, and idioms and proverbs. The second course in the core component is the Tslbp 2022 Teaching English in the English as a Second Language Classroom or ESL classroom. For this course, the credit weightage is 2 credits. Here you will learn about learner-centered teaching, reflective teaching, cooperative learning, mastery learning, and some of the more popular and current practices in ESL methodologies, such as the flipped classroom, project-based learning, collaborative learning as opposed to cooperative learning, gamification, problem-based learning, design thinking, thinking-based learning, and competency-based learning. To add to this, ladies and gentlemen, you will be inducted to the KSSR and KSSM or standards-based English language curriculum, the stages of an English lesson, and the teaching of the 4 language skills for English that are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look now at the next course. Language accuracy. This course, which carries 3 credits, provides knowledge on English language grammar to enable teachers to use accurate language in oral and written communication. In this course, the topics are word classes such as nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, determiners, prepositions, and conjunctions. There are also the tenses, where the main verb tenses in English are delved into: the present tense, past tense, and future tense. And for each of these main verb tenses, the 4 different forms of the tense will be explored, which are the simple, the continuous, the perfect, and the perfect continuous. Besides tenses, ladies and gentlemen, teachers will also explore language use for various texts, accuracy in oral communications in formal settings, and accuracy in formal written communications. Now on to the courses that focus on the 4 language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the 4th, 5th, and 6th courses in the core component, which are Tslbp 4043, Effective Listening and Speaking, Tslbp 2053, Effective Reading, and Tslbp 2063, Effective Writing. Each of these modules, ladies and gentlemen, carries with it a weightage of 3 credits. The Effective Listening and Speaking course module, ladies and gentlemen, focuses on the purposes, types, and stages of listening, selective and critical listening in social and academic contexts, speech acts, styles and registers, expressing views and opinions in different social and academic settings, pronunciation skills, and lastly, principles of oral presentation. The Effective Reading course focuses on experiencing the reading circle, book review, book club, and shared reading that can be used in enhancing the culture of reading amongst learners of the English language. This course, ladies and gentlemen, delves into the methods for developing reading skills, and it also introduces a variety of reading strategies and the different types of reading text. The Effective Writing course, ladies and gentlemen, focuses on essay writing, parts and features of writing, types of writing, including narrative, expository, descriptive, persuasive, and argumentative writing. It also focuses on applying the skills of process writing. Lastly, the 7th course in the core component is the Tslbp 2073, Stories for Children. Personally, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite course in PITO TESL. It's like untying a ribbon on a small, dainty gift box, and when the wrapper falls away, you find the most beautiful and precious gem within that's luminescent in its brilliance. Just so much knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, packed and compacted inside 3 credits worth. This course is simply amazing. Let me tell you what I mean. In the introduction alone, you will be introduced to 3 great articles about why stories are important for children. Then it talks about the 5 criteria for choosing stories for children and the 9 elements to consider when selecting stories for children. From these, teachers are taught to adapt stories based on their students' level, be it Year 1, Year 4, or even Form 2. And if that's not enough, teachers are taught the art of storytelling by utilizing the elements of storytelling such as voice projection, diction, poise, gestures, facial expressions, and even the use of props. Another topic that will pique your interest in this module is current issues and challenges, where stories can be used as opportunities to talk about moral and ethical issues to students and for teaching basic communication skills. It shows how stories can provide the foundation for moral reasoning in a child's life, such as how to treat others with respect and kindness. And the last topic in this course, which is also the last topic for the core component, is the different types of stories for children. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, there are 8 types altogether: folklore, fairy tales, fables, myths, legends, modern fantasy, realistic fiction, and science fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, I totally love this course. And another course that is totally awesome in PITO TESL is the literature for children. Literature for Children, ladies and gentlemen, is a course in the elective component, Tslbp 2083. It is a 2-credit course. This course focuses on the significance of literature for children in the ESL classroom, literature genres, teaching techniques of the literature genres, principles of material selection and adaptation of literature for children. And it also focuses on developing activities and materials for teaching literature for children. The topics in this course delve into the significance of literature in the intra- and interpersonal development of children, the linguistic and aesthetic development, as well as values. Another exciting topic is on literature genres. This topic encapsulates the essence of the different types of poetry, drama, and plays, songs and stories, and how to teach them in the ESL classroom. And finally, the last course is the Tslbp 2093, which is the remedial teaching in the ESL classroom. The topics in this course is truly what dreams are made of. It gives you an understanding of remedial learners, and this is where you will learn the difference between a special needs learner or a low achiever as compared to a remedial learner or an underachiever. There is a clear line of demarcation between the two. In this course, you will learn how to identify an English remedial learner in the classroom and then apply teaching through differentiated instruction strategies. These strategies can come in many forms. They're not just differentiated by tasks, as what we are all familiar with. They can also be differentiated by instruction, by support, by outcome, by learning preference and needs, by types of questions asked, and by feedback given and homework policies. From here, teachers are taught how to put all this knowledge that they've gleaned on remedial teaching into practice. To add to all this, the course also discusses remedial issues and challenges that are prevalent in our country and what they can do to overcome these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, there is just so much to discover about remedial teaching, and this course opens the door into a realm that is vast and immense, yet it fills us with hope, anticipation, and conviction for a better tomorrow for our remedial English language learners out there. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 9 course modules that need to be completed by the participants of PITO TESL. Will there be assessments? Yes. There'll be both formative and summative assessments for every module. Plenty of formative assessments in the form of quizzes and discussions, and for summative assessments, there'll be assignments, projects, and presentations. For 2 of the modules, linguistics and language accuracy, there will be a sit-down examination. You may ask, ladies and gentlemen, with so much to learn and so much to do as teachers, are these assessments physically and psychologically possible? My answer to that is yes, definitely so. And there are 149 teachers of our pioneer batch of 2020 who can attest to that. It's like this, ladies and gentlemen. Often late at night, we think we hear creaks and taps from the cupboard and howling outside the window. But if we stop and consider them, we will realize they're just natural sounds that happen when the wood expands or when the wind blows. In the light of day, we will recognize that there was really nothing to be scared of at all, and that we actually had a good night's sleep despite the worries and trepidations of the night. So too with the PITO TESL exams, assignments, and projects. Ladies and gentlemen, they are just natural sounds in the night. In the light of day, you will find that it's really nothing to be afraid of. So, ladies and gentlemen, What happens after the teachers have completed the core and elective component modules? They will need to fulfill the professional practice component, which is the practicum. For most of us, the word practicum in itself, I'm sure, will send shudders up your spine and the sensation of a cockroach flying around in the room. But worry not, ladies and gentlemen. Let me assure you that practicum for PITO TESL is only 10 weeks long instead of the 6 months or the 24 weeks that we've had to do when we did our degrees. And there'll only be 7 support sessions, 3 by the lecturers, while the remaining 4 support sessions will be conducted by your own colleagues at school or online. And to add to that, the sessions need not be with students in the classroom. It can come in many other forms. So you see, there's really nothing to be afraid of because the practicum or PITO TESL is friendly and takes into account the fact that the teachers are in-service teachers who have loads of experience in teaching and tons of work to do. We understand that, and we have indeed taken that into consideration. And now we've come to the end of this short brief on PITO TESL. It may seem like a long, arduous journey, trekking up that long, winding path to the peak of the mountain through rain and sleet and the burning heat of the day. But at the end of the journey, ladies and gentlemen, when you've reached the top of the mountain and you're looking down into the beautiful green valley and you're taking in the breathtaking panorama, you will realize that every drop of sweat and blood and tears that you've put into would have been all worth it. You will no longer feel tired, but invigorated and full of zest. That is how you will feel when you finally completed the PITO TESL and you hold that advanced diploma in your hands. The journey has ended, but you're now ready to start writing a new chapter in the book of your life. So, for those of you out there who are interested in signing up for this program, please contact your nearest District Education Office or PPD, or your State Education Department or JPN, or you can even call us direct at ELTC. Give your name, your school, and your contact information, and wait for us to contact you before the 9th of August 2021. We will be very happy to have you on board. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our session. After this session, we will be having a session by our Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Education Malaysia, Dr. Ahmad Rafi bin Cik Kasim, our TK PPM from the Sector Operasi Pendidikan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless.